Hey, it's Kevin DeWitt here. I just wanted to do a bit of a run through and an explanation of a great product called Active Campaign. So I use this product for my business. When I originally started my business, I was running with MailChimp, and this was providing all of my email communication to all of my clients, potential clients, anything else that I needed to send emails for. And somebody introduced me to the product called Active Campaign, and when I actually compared the features and the pricing, it was actually quite comparable to Mailchimp. There wasn't much difference in price at all, but it depended on the features you wanted, of course. So they've got some premium products, they've got some high-end ones that does things like CRM and all that sort of stuff, which you will pay for. So what I'm talking about is the very initial product that they sell. It's the basic model, and depending on how many people you have on your email list will depend on how much it costs, but it's not too dissimilar to MailChimp for pricing wise in that regard. So, if you're brand new, got a business, no one on your email list is going to be quite cheap to set this up. Obviously, MailChimp has a free version. So if you were looking at starting out with the free version, you could do that, and that would be perfectly fine. You can't do that in Active Campaign. They don't have a free version. But once you get to the point where you actually are going to pay for MailChimp, then Active Campaign is definitely something I would look at. So where Active Campaign excels is all around the automation side of things. It can do all the same features that MailChimp can do from an email point of view and everything else, but their automation and the ability to tag clients, add tags, add all different fields and things like that is getting close to the level of Infusionsoft without the complication or the confusion, as they call it, that comes with. So it's something that you can definitely manage yourself, but it is also something that you can obviously take to a level that becomes really complicated and very extreme levels of automation. So just to give you an idea of how it all works and what I do with it, I'm going to sort of run you through the product. I will show you the pricing table as it is today and what levels you can get to and all the various things you can do with it and how I use it for my business and what I do with it. So let's have a look now and run you through it. Okay, so when you look at the pricing page here, I'm talking about this light version here. Okay, so that is what I'm using. So obviously it's got some limitations, but the limitations for me are they're not there. They're fine. So this is basically acting a bit more like MailChimp, but with a very good automation tool. If you've got a well-matured business and you want to go up further, then obviously you can take it up and get some CRM functionality and do some scoring and all that sort of stuff. You can do all of that in the next product up, but I'm talking about this one here, and you can see that if I drop this down to the lowest level, which is 500 contacts, so if you're a very new business, you can see that the price is $9 per month, which is very cheap. And obviously the price goes up as you get more and more contacts onto your email list and can become quite expensive, but as most of the products do anyway. So once you've signed up and you've logged in, you get presented with the dashboard. So this is basically the dashboard. You can configure this how you like. It can have different views, add different little panels here. But, I've got how many contacts are in my list, what campaigns are going out, my top contacts, some little graphs here of the trends and interaction and automations and various other things like that. You've got some recent activities here, so you'll see click-throughs and subscribe and unsubscribes And all that stuff gets presented to you in this nice little dashboard here. So obviously you got your profile on the side here. You can go here and simply upgrade your account if you need to add the ability to house more contacts, or you want the advanced features. You've got some settings, billings, apps, that sort of stuff. So if you look in apps themselves, you've got all of these apps here so that you can integrate it into various tools. And what integration does depends on what you're trying to integrate it to. So some of them are fairly simple to do, some are more complicated, and it all depends on what you're running. So I have an integration into MemberPress, which is what I'm running to run my member site. But then I also don't have integrations for other sites. So I will have this running multiple sites, and it doesn't have to have integrations if you don't want it to, because it can do some just by default. So just across the top here, we've got our simple options here: contacts, campaigns, automations, lists, forms, reports. So obviously if we go into reports here, we can get all of these detailed reports of all the campaigns we've sent out, how many opens, how many clicks, all that sort of detail. So we can do that on our campaigns, our automations. If we have the advanced features, we can do it on our goals, and we can have all different labels, and we can sort by contacts and things like that. So our form section here, this is where we would create a simple form if we wanted to embed it onto our website for people to be able to sign up. I do it a different way and don't actually use their forms on my website because I'm using a product called Thrive Themes, and it has an integration into ActiveCampaign. So I actually use it to create the forms and the sign up pages and lead magnets and all that sort of stuff. So I don't actually use any of the ActiveCampaign forms, but they're there anyway. If you want to use it and you don't have any other products, you can just create these forms. Then you can get the text and basically embed it into your website, and it will look like this. But you can adjust the style, change what it looks like, all that sort of stuff. So you can add all these sort of items here and make the form look as whatever way you want it to look. So in our lists section here, this is where we can obviously create lists. So this, depending on how you like to structure yours, I basically like to structure mine as almost like a company. So each list is one company. I don't break up my lists per subcategory or anything like that. I basically do it per company or per website, that sort of thing there. So I get all of my contacts for one business appearing in one list, because then what we do is we use tags to perform the separation of the clients and to work out what to do with them. But you can use lists if you prefer to do that, but I don't. So we'll jump over to our contacts here. We go to contacts, you'll see all of our contacts. We've got details of everybody that's in there. Our total numbers, we can edit, we can do mass deletions, we can do mass edits. By ticking each one, we can just click on one item, one contact, go in, and again, we could delete it. We can merge it with another one. We can edit the names, the emails. We can apply tags manually. We can even manually add them to an automation. We can add them to a list. We can send them an email directly from ActiveCampaign just to that one person. And we can see all their recent activities over here on the side. So if we have an issue, something went wrong with an automation, we can look at each step of what they did and see where our automation may have broken down or what went wrong to try and determine how to fix the problem. Also, if we go back into our contacts here, we can click on this down arrow and then we can see some other features here: manage exclusions, perform batch actions. But the main one here is manage tags. Now, manage scoring is something that I don't have the features for because that's an advanced product. But we can go to manage tags, and here we have a list of all of our tags that we can apply. We can add new tags, we can delete tags, we can sort of rename them, and we can see how many people have been added to that tag, and we can create tons and tons of tags, as many as you want. Just make sure you be as descriptive as possible so that it's quite clear what that tag is doing for you.